JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. Policeman being investigated for girlfriend's shooting. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom has launched a probe into the shooting and injury of a woman by her partner, who is a policeman. The incident allegedly occurred Wednesday night in Morant Bay, St. Thomas. According to reports, about 8:30 p.m., the detective corporal and the woman were at home when a dispute developed, during which the woman allegedly attacked the policeman with a knife. The policeman reportedly discharged his firearm, and it was later discovered that the woman had suffered gunshot wounds. She was taken to the hospital for treatment. Man gunned down at his home in Old Harbour. A man was gunned down at his home in the community of Boardville and Marleymount, Old Harbour, St. Catherine on Tuesday night. He is 45-year-old Mason Marlon Mitchell. According to reports, around 10:30 p.m., Mitchell was at home when explosions were heard. The police were summoned to the scene, where Mitchell was found inside his two-room boardhouse. Checks revealed what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his back and neck. He was clad in blue jeans shorts and a black and orange shirt. He was transported to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. A postmortem is to be conducted. No motive has yet been established for Mitchell's murder. The Old Harbour Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. Man dies. Policeman injured following Senton crash. A man who was injured in a motor vehicle crash on the Miami Bay Main Road in Senton on Monday has died. He has been identified as 31-year-old Martin Simpson of Silent Hill, Colleyville, Manchester. 3 other people were injured in the early morning crash, including a police constable who remains hospitalized in serious condition. According to reports, about 1 a.m., the constable assigned to the Area 2 Highway Patrol was among a team that stopped Simpson and another motorist along the Miami Bay Main Road. While carrying out checks of their vehicle documents, a Toyota Probox overtook a line of traffic and slammed into the parked cars. The 2 drivers and one of the policemen were knocked to the ground. Simpson, the policeman, and the driver of the Probox were taken to hospital. It was reported that 2 passengers fled the scene. Businessman charged after allegedly beating man with board in Black River. The St. Elizabeth police have charged a man for the wounding of another in a market on Brigade Street, Black River, in the parish on Wednesday. Charged with unlawful wounding and assault occasioning bodily harm is Davian Legister, otherwise known as Danny Boy, a businessman of Logwood Avenue in the parish. A man was reportedly in the market on Brigade Street making a purchase about 8 p.m. when Legister approached him and used a piece of board to hit him all over his body. The man sustained multiple bruises and swelling. A report was made to the police and an investigation ensued. Legister was later pointed out to the lawman and was subsequently charged. His court date is being finalized. Brother and sister charged for alleged attack on teenage girl. Several charges have been laid against the brother and sister in relation to an alleged attack on a teenager on Old Port Anderson Road, St. Catherine, on August 22. 18-year-old Tamir Thomas of Garbally Drive, Spanish Town, has been charged with wounding with intent. Her brother, Hakeem Thomas, a 24-year-old port and delivery assistant, has been charged with assault of common law, possession of a prohibited weapon, and using a firearm to commit a felony. The Spanish Town police say about 6 p.m., Tamir and other relatives visited a teenage girl's house and an argument developed. The argument escalated and a fight broke out. During the fracas, the girl received a stab wound to her back. After the initial incident, Hakeem allegedly went to the teen's house, grabbed her, and pointed a gun at her. A report was made to the police, and the 2 were taken into custody a day later, where they were subsequently charged. Their court date is being arranged. Westmoreland's businessman charged with fraud of a car import deal. Rocky Hill, Sheffield, Westmoreland's businessman Michael Gordon has been charged with fraud and allegations of failing to return money given to him by a woman as a deposit to import a vehicle. Gordon, 37, was charged with fraudulent conversion on Tuesday. A court date is being finalized for him. Reports from the Savlamar police are that in August 2024, Gordon agreed to import a 2015 Toyota Voxy motor vehicle valued at $1.5 million to a woman. According to the police, the woman transferred $400,000 to Gordon's account as a down payment and was informed the vehicle would arrive on the island in January 2025. He also reportedly told the woman that after its arrival, the car will be handed over to her as soon as the balance is paid. The woman made inquiries about the vehicle in January and was told that it had arrived and was sold to someone else, the police reported. Following that discussion, the woman requested a refund on several occasions. However, he did not honor her request. A report was made to the police, and following an investigation, Gordon was taken into custody during an operation. He was officially charged on Tuesday, August 26. Bloodstain and killy among 19 listed as wanted by JCF. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF says it has launched an intensive search for 19 individuals wanted for a range of serious and violent crimes, including murder, assault, and robbery. Police say they are considered key figures in criminal activities across the island, and as such, the JSF has intensified its efforts to locate and apprehend them. The individuals are urged to turn themselves in immediately. The wanted persons are Delano Leslie, otherwise called Crazy, and Brownman of Claremont, Hanover, is wanted for murder. Devor Hodges, otherwise called Skido, and Blackhead of Brownstone, St. Anne, is wanted for wounding with intent. Derek Johnson, otherwise called Baron Fine, and President Bush of Alexander Road, Kingston 13, and 7th Street in Greenwich Town, Kingston, is wanted for murder. Tavares Brown, otherwise called Chops, and Redman of Arnold Road, Kingston 4, is wanted for murder. Courtney Sands, otherwise called Joshua of Stephen Road, Kingston 4, is wanted for murder. Desmond Kelly, otherwise called Choco, of Narine Lane, Old Harbour Bay, St. Catherine, and Marley Acres, Old Harbour, St. Catherine, is wanted for shooting with intent. John I. Birch of Gulf, Gregory Park in St. Catherine, is wanted for shooting with intent. Panif Bloomfield, otherwise called Chang of Buzzrock, Effortville, Clarendon, is wanted for robbery with aggravation and shooting with intent. Ryan Plummer, otherwise called Killy of Erie Castle, Stony Hill in St. Andrew, is wanted for shooting with intent. Leonardo Campbell, otherwise called Lenny of Stephen Street, Almontown, Kingston 4, and Bull Bay in Kingston, is wanted for murder. Anthony Reynolds, otherwise called Sonson of Marlborough Avenue, New Haven, Kingston 20, is wanted for murder. Dwight Miller, otherwise called Glasses on Foryai, of South Anderson Crescent and Payne London, Kingston, is wanted for murder. Courtney Ashley, otherwise called Bloodstain, Alien, and Biggs of Spanish Town Road, Kingston, is wanted for murder. Leonardo James, otherwise called Denden, of Cajun Corner, Central Village, St. Catherine, is wanted for murder. Anthony Williams, otherwise called Introtech and Pops of Dumfries Street, Chestnut Lane, Milk Lane, and Almontown, all in Kingston, is wanted for escaping custody. Ethan Clark, otherwise called Elf of Bray Street, Kingston 16, and Poorman's Corner, St. Thomas, is wanted for assault occasioning grievous bodily harm. Jonah Carey, otherwise called Whopper of Simpson Road, Kingston 2, is wanted for murder 5 counts and escaping custody. Cameron Matthews, otherwise called Bibi and Bitter of Steertown, Rosehall, and Damhead, all in St. Anne, and Megitop, Salt Spring in St. James, and Jason Campbell, otherwise called Liz of Penn Street, Kingston 12, is wanted for murder. The police are urging the public to share information regarding the whereabouts of these individuals, which they said will be treated with strict confidentiality. PM Holness says contract broken by murder of toddlers in St. Anne. A 22-year-old man is expected to be charged with the gruesome murder of 2 young children, one his son, the other his common-law stepson, whose bodies were recovered on Wednesday in Swamp District in Monique, St. Anne, after they went missing the previous night. Dead are 1-year-old Amir Saunders and the 3-year-old Shamir Henry. Acting Senior Superintendent of Police Ron Elliott, commander of the St. Anne Police, had indicated to reporters that the man would be charged based on evidence given by the children's mother, who was reported to the Monique police that she saw him stabbing the children with a pair of scissors, forcing her to flee to the station. The police account of the incident painted a harrowing picture. About 8 p.m., the young common-law couple were in a house drinking ganja tea, as the 2 children were either playing or asleep in a crib. Possibly as a result of the effects of the tea, an argument developed between the couple. The young man grabbed a pair of scissors and attacked the woman, who somehow managed to escape, but as she glanced back, she saw him turn his anger on the children, stabbing them with the scissors. She dashed to the Monique police station and reported the incident. When the police arrived at the home, the children could not be found, only a splatter of blood to suggest the worst, and the young man was in an intoxicated state. He was taken into custody, while the police launched a search for the children. The following morning, the bodies of the children were discovered, one at the back of the house and the other some distance away. As news spreads of the murders, the outrage grew. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the country has been left deeply shaken and heartbroken by the tragic deaths of the children. Dr. Holness expressed condolences to the grieving mother, family members, and the wider community grappling with the loss. He called for residents to be vigilant in safeguarding the well-being of children. He added that the government remains committed to strengthening its systems of support for families and ensuring that the various agencies are responsive in situations where children may be endangered. Meanwhile, the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, has expressed horror at the murders of the 2 young brothers. CEO of the CPFSA, Laurie Adams Thomas, said the agency is actively involved in the investigation.
This gruesome incident is beyond tragic. It's absolutely horrific. We shudder to think of what these innocent children may have endured in their final moments. Our hearts are also with the mother who has suffered the devastating loss of her only 2 children. Our investigations into the matter are ongoing, and while we are unable at this time to confirm whether there was a history of violence in the home, what we do know is that these gruesome acts have left scars not only on the family but on the wider community. Incidents such as these can cause deep trauma for residents, especially children who may struggle to make sense of what has happened. As is our practice, the CPFSA will work with community-based partners such as schools, churches, and other government agencies present in the community to support the healing process. These group sessions will help us to assess the extent of grief being experienced by the members of the community, especially the children, and to provide further counseling interventions where needed.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.